Hello everybody, it is Jess and welcome back to my channel. So first of all, you will probably hear the neighbours, the children next door. Oh, that's my Sims mobile. Let me put my phone on silent. Anyway, you probably hear the neighbours next door. The kids are out playing on the trampoline, and look, you know what? I think it's lovely how they're out there playing and they're laughing and giggling, but it's like, can you just pause for 20 minutes while I do my voiceover? And honestly, I don't think I can go out there and be like, hey kids, can you just like not talk for 5 minutes? I'll give you chocolate. Because number one, creepy, and number two, I mean, they're kids, they're having fun. So what I guess I'm trying to say is, let the kids be kids, let them have fun. Sorry about the background noise, but you know what? At least they're out there, not getting into trouble and mischief, and just having a good old time. So, let's get started with the voiceover. So, I actually have some stories because you may or may not know, but I actually went to Melbourne last weekend. Last weekend? Yeah, last weekend. So, yeah, I have my little like Melbourne stories. I did sort of vlog some of it, and I don't know if I'll put the vlog up because it was very sporadic vlogging, like it was just like random here and there. So I guess if you really want to see the vlog, let me know. I can put it up, but you know, there's not a whole lot to that vlog actually. Vlogging is really hard. I didn't think it would be so hard, but you have to like, it's a big commitment. Like you can't just go out and have fun. You've got to go out and have fun, and then like be really committed to like vlogging. And anyway, so it was last Friday that we flew to Melbourne, and we live in Canberra, so we flew from Canberra to Melbourne, and our flight was delayed. So the flight was supposed to leave at like 8:15 at night. We didn't end up leaving until, yeah, see, that's the kids having fun. I actually don't really, they're on the trampoline. I don't know what they're doing, but they sound like they're having fun. They're probably out there like fighting, and I'm like, oh, the children are having fun, but they're fighting. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so our plane was delayed until like 10 to 1, I think. So it was like delayed by 3.5 hours. And I guess it's not so much that it was like delayed. It was more the fact that like it was delayed so late at night. Like maybe if it was during the day, you know, like it wouldn't have been as bad at being delayed 3 hours, but it was like literally we didn't get into Melbourne until like 1:30 a.m. And if the flight were to be delayed one more time, they were going to cancel it. And like we had tickets to see Bruno Mars. I forgot to mention that's why we went to Melbourne, to see Bruno Mars. So yeah, that was like kind of the start. And we flew a budget airline on the way to Melbourne. That's one of the reasons why it was so delayed, because budget airlines don't get like the right of way. So there were all these delays at the airport, and the budget airline just keeps getting like pushed back and pushed back. So I will never fly this budget airline again. It was horrible. And the plane, like I'm a little bit of a nervous flyer. Like I'm not terrible or anything, like I'll do it, but I can get a little bit anxious when I fly. And this plane was the noisiest plane I had ever been on. And I'm like sitting there the whole time and I'm like, oh my God. I was like so nervous that I just put some headphones in and like turned my music up like as loud as it went, because I didn't want to be able to hear the plane noises. And I could still hear the plane noises. And I was like, this ain't cool. And then the other thing that freaked me out was as we were like boarding onto the plane, the cockpit door was open, and I was like, excuse me, you have to shut that door. And that's just me being like really, really paranoid. So yeah, then the landing, if you've been like on planes, you know, when you like land and sometimes the plane like bounces up again after the first like touchdown, the plane did that, and I'm like, I don't like the landing or the takeoff. Statistically speaking, that is also the most dangerous part of the flight. So there you go. Crazy, scary stats with Jess. So anyway, we finally got to Melbourne really late at night, and then by that time, like, we just had a shower and went to bed. Like, there wasn't really anything that, you know, we could do at 1:30 in the morning. And then we ended up just like sleeping in heaps the next day because, well, we were tired. So we ended up going shopping. So my auntie we stayed with my auntie. So she's about a 40-minute train ride from the city. And I really like the train ride into the city. I like just put a podcast on or like, I don't know, do something like that. And it's just like a really nice train ride in. So we did the train ride into the city and we went shopping. And yeah, it was good. It was good shopping. Except, hang on, I'm trying to think now. Was it good on Saturday or was it good on Sunday? I had like one day where I had heaps of luck and one day where I didn't. No, Saturday shopping wasn't that great. And I was talking to my sister and I was like, why is it that when I actually have money for shopping, like, I hate this when this happens. It's like, when you don't have any money and you're not even looking, any shop that you walk by is filled with clothes that you want. And then the moment you're like, hey, let's go shopping, I've saved up money, shops have nothing that you want. That's what happened on Saturday. I was just kind of like, where are all the clothes? Because I want clothes and I can't find any. And it was really annoying. I think I ended up getting some Pandora stuff. I had luck at Pandora, but you always have luck at Pandora. And I think I just spent one of my vouchers, which is like a sporting voucher, and got some sports gear. So yeah, not like great shopping on Saturday. And then while why can't I say while we were in the city. There we go. I can't say while now. What's going on? Let's just like bypass that word. So we were in the city and Bruno Mars was also in the city, so we stayed in the city. So yeah, we ended up staying in the city and then going. I'm talking really weird. What's going on? I've just been for a bike ride and I'm really hot, so I think that that's just my problem. But anyway, we went to Bruno Mars that night and it was like incredibly amazing. So if you have the opportunity to go to a Bruno Mars concert, or like, you know, if you're like, oh, should I go? Should I not go? Go to Bruno Mars. He's amazing. I have been to him twice. Both times he's incredible, very talented, very entertaining. He dances and it's really, really cool. So Bruno Mars was awesome. And then we had to get back to my auntie's house. So we had to like go about maybe a 20-minute walk to the train station. And like halfway through that walk, my sister's like, I can't go on, my feet hurt. I'm like, oh no, girl, like, you got to keep walking. And she's like, please, I can't go on. You'll have to give me a piggyback. And I'm like, no. Like, my sister is taller than me. My sister is like, I don't know, like, she's just, I don't know how to say this without sounding horrible, but like, my sister is bigger than me. And I don't mean like that in a negative way at all. It's just like, I'm I'm short and I'm relatively petite. Oh, I hate describing myself. I'm like, I'd say I'm like very, very slightly chubby, maybe. But anyway, like, my sister is just, like, she looks older than me. Like, that's what it looks like. That's what I mean by she's, like, bigger than me. It's like, my sister, I think I look like I'm, like, 17 and my sister looks like, I don't know, like a grown-ass person. My sister looks like she's finished growing and I look like I'm still growing. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm like to my sister, there is no way you're getting, like, a piggyback, girl. Like, seriously? Like, your legs would be, like, dragging along the ground because she's, like, significantly taller than me. Actually, I'm just gonna like go off on a little tangent here. So for my wedding, my sister and my husband's cousin were my bridesmaids, and my husband's cousin, her name's Meg. So Meg and I are really short, and then Abby, my sister's really tall. So Abby had to wear these flat shoes and she was like, but I want to wear high heels. And I'm like, bish, I'm the bride. You'll be wearing flat shoes. And then Meg and I had to wear like super high heels just so we didn't look too short. And even with our mega high heels, we were still shorter than my sister. It was pretty embarrassing. But you know, that doesn't matter. Anyway, back to the story. So I had to give my sister like this massive pep talk. And then she was like, at that point, she was all good. And we made it to the train station and we made it back home. But, it was pretty hard because we'd been just like walking and shopping all day long. So anyway, I forgot a part of my story. So I don't know if you know this, but in last weekend in Melbourne, Ed Sheeran and Bruno Mars were in Melbourne doing concerts, right? And I had low-key wanted to go to Ed Sheeran all along as well, but it was sold. Well, I thought that it was sold out. And this guy at my work was going to Ed Sheeran with his kids, and I was so jealous because this guy doesn't really like Ed Sheeran. And I'm like, how do you get to go to Ed Sheeran when you don't even like him? You could be giving me your ticket. Like, I'm not completely serious. But anyway, low-key been wanting to go. And on Saturday night before Bruno Mars, we actually had dinner with, I think it's like my grandma's cousin. So technically my cousin as well. And coincidentally, they were going to see Ed Sheeran that night. And then I was like, thinking to myself, I'm like, everyone is seeing Ed Sheeran. I'm in Melbourne. And concerts like never come to Canberra. So it's not like I could have seen Ed Sheeran in Canberra. It was like, while I'm in Melbourne is my only chance to see Ed Sheeran. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to see if it really is booked out. And I checked and I got a ticket for Ed Sheeran on the Sunday night. So I went to Bruno Mars on the Saturday night and then got Ed Sheeran tickets for the Sunday night. And let me just say, it was an amazing concert and no one would go with me. So Abby, my sister Abby, she's like, oh, I don't like Ed Sheeran. I like one of his songs. I just don't think he's that great. And then I was like, you don't think Ed Sheeran's that great? Ed Sheeran is a modern day Elton John. And if you disagree with me, get off my channel. Click at you too. Seriously though, I love Ed Sheeran. So I was super pumped. I got like a really bad ticket though. Like it was a side ticket. But I didn't care. I was just happy to be going to Ed Sheeran. So I'll talk about Ed Sheeran a little bit later. Probably in another... maybe we will get to Ed Sheeran in this particular voiceover. Yeah, I don't know how many... yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many voiceovers it'll take me to tell this story. 1 or 2. But anyway. So, yeah, we got home from Bruno Mars on the Saturday night. Then we woke up on the Sunday. And we went shopping again. And I had so much luck shopping on the Sunday. We have this store called JJ's. And I just went in there and spent, like, a lot of money. Ooh, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. I just got interrupted. But I'm back. So, yeah, talking about JJ's where I spent a lot of money. And anyway, we have this thing called Afterpay. I think it's Australian, but I'm sure you'd have something similar where you live. And basically, it's like this company, and they like buy an item on your behalf, and then you pay for it over 4 fortnights. So like, what's that? 8 weeks? Is that 8 weeks? 4 fortnights. Yeah, that's 8 weeks. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Anyway, so it's kind of like a lay-by, but you get the item instead of having to like wait for the item. So I just put everything on Afterpay, and yeah, I don't know. Afterpay is like really good, but it's really dangerous because just say the item is $100, then you just pay $25 a fortnight. So then you're like, oh, it's only $25. And then before you know it, you've spent your entire each pay on Afterpay. So, yeah, I took the risk and I just Afterpaid the items at JJ's, and honestly, it was so worth it because I'm trying to, I don't know, I guess change up my wardrobe a little bit. I've had, not all my clothes fit me as well as what they used to, so I've kind of just decided, you know what, it's time probably just to buy some new clothes because it's kind of, I feel like it's, when you have clothes in your wardrobe that don't fit you, it kind of makes you feel bad, and that's just unnecessary in my opinion. So yeah, I did some shopping and I had, yeah, so much luck. And then from the shopping, I had to go into the city on my own. And this is for Ed Sheeran. And my whole family, like my mum, my grandma, my sister, my husband, they're all like really worried about me because I get lost. I get lost really bad, really easily. Like I get lost in my own like area, and yeah, they were just like so many times like, don't get lost, and call me if you get lost, and like they were just really worried. And honestly, fair enough, because the amount of times that I have been lost, like just driving around somewhere that I have literally lived my whole entire life is shameful. And my mum was like really funny. She's like, don't talk to strangers. Don't take food off strangers. If a stranger asks you for something, just say no and politely walk away. Don't make eye contact. Don't do this. Don't do that. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm like not 4. I'm not going to talk to strangers. I'm a 24-year-old married woman. I'm not gonna, like be taking candy off strangers. It's just basically what she was telling me not to do, and I couldn't help but just laugh at her. I'm like, oh Jenny, you're a funny lady. So yeah, I got out to the city fine, got there all by myself, and then I even got to the Ed Sheeran all by myself again, and I did really well. And then after the concert, I like got home and I didn't get lost once. Because it's really weird. I can't get around where I live very well. Like, I'm kind of sucky at directions. But I like don't tend to get lost in Melbourne. Go figure. Like, I don't know what it is, but I don't get lost in Melbourne, but I get lost in my hometown. That's just the way I am. I'm weird like that. So yeah. But Ed Sheeran, again, he was amazing, like talented. It was incredible. Like, I was completely and utterly in awe at his talent. Like, I can't even describe it. He was just insanely talented. Like, he just did everything on his own. He had this like machine thing, and basically he'll like play something live. The machine thing like records it and then spits it back out again. So instead of having like a backup singer or a band, he does it all himself through his machine. And just, yeah, definitely one of like the most talented people I've ever encountered. And I just think that's really cool. So I really, really enjoyed Ed Sheeran. And once again, like, if you ever have the opportunity to see Ed Sheeran, I would definitely 100% recommend that. Without a doubt. Yeah. So that was sort of my like weekend, but we didn't leave. Oh my god, sorry. I wrote down like some little like talking points in my iPhone, and I just read something that I remembered. My sister fell up the stairs at Bruno Mars, and I shouldn't laugh. Like, I know that's really mean to laugh about that, but like she was walking behind me, and because we were in like the stadium thing where they had the concert, it was really noisy, and all I heard was just this like kind of like plop sort of noise, and then dead silence for a couple seconds, and then all the talking went up again. And then I was like, I think Abby fell over, and I just like turn around and she's like sprawled out up the stairs, like laughing her head off. And it was just, I don't know how to explain it. It's like everybody saw her fall. And instead of, like, usually when people witness something like that, they kind of go, ooh. But because people were already talking so much, it was like the opposite effect. So instead of being like, ooh, everyone just stopped, went like dead silent for a little bit. And as I said, I shouldn't laugh, but I'm gonna laugh because it was kind of funny, and she was like totally fine. So it's not like I'm laughing at the fact that she got injured, and she was also laughing at herself. Like, it was pretty funny. So I saw that little talking point and I was like, oh yeah, right. Yeah. So that was my weekend, but we didn't leave Melbourne until Monday. So I do have like a couple more little stories, but I am just going to leave them for a next voiceover because I'm nearly finished this one and I don't want to like, rush my final few little stories. But yeah, as I said, we left like the next day. So not heaps of stories about the Melbourne trip, but they're definitely there. And yeah, I don't know. I hate that kind of like awkward time at the very end of a voiceover because it's like I know I only have a few minutes left, so it's not like enough time to tell a full story, but like I still need to talk about something. What do I talk about? Who knows? But I guess what I can talk about is I have a couple new things coming up on the channel next week, so I really hope that you guys like those new things. You didn't ask for any of them, you're just getting them, so hopefully, yeah, it's something that you like and enjoy. I'm working on them basically like over this weekend, and then yeah, they should all be up and ready to go for next week. So yeah, I'm kind of like nervous about it. It's always weird like doing new things, I suppose, because it's like, oh, what if people hate them? What if I don't enjoy it? And yeah, I don't know. It can be like a little bit nerve-wracking bringing new things to the channel, but I think that you've just got to give it a go. And at the end of the day, like if I bring some new things to the channel and they're not working out or people don't enjoy them, I can always just like get rid of them. And I think the things that I'm doing on the channel, or one of the things, no, two of the things, yeah, they're things that if they're not working out, I can kind of just like end them and it's not gonna be a super duper big deal. So yeah, do you like how I've just rambled on about the one sort of random topic for such a long amount of time? So yeah, I really don't have anything else to say, so I'm just going to leave you guys with some music now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all in another video. Bye, guys!